The Black Knight of Spain, ancient guardian or vengeful specter of the Spanish roads. Welcome, seekers of ancient mysteries, to Tales Labyrinth, your gateway to the most captivating legends of our world. Today, we embark on a journey into the heart of Spanish folklore to uncover the truth behind the Black Knight of Spain, a figure who has haunted the ancient roads for countless centuries. Support our channel as we delve into this mesmerizing tale and follow this story to its stunning conclusion. First, the legend awakens. In mist-shrouded valleys of ancient Spain, where Roman roads carved through wilderness and Visigothic settlements dotted landscapes, a legend was born that would endure through millennia. Village elders, wrapped in rough-spun wool cloaks, gathered children around flickering hearth fires to speak in hushed tones of the faceless rider. Their weathered hands gestured dramatically as they described armor darker than moonless nights, reflecting no light from torch or star. The earliest accounts, carved into monastery walls by trembling scribes, described encounters along the Via de la Plata, the great silver road connecting northern and southern Spain. Pilgrims and merchants, their ox-drawn carts heavy with goods and faith, spoke of a rider who appeared at crossroads where ancient Celtic stones still stood. His horse moved with unnatural grace, hooves barely touching packed earth, leaving only faintest impressions and otherworldly chill. Medieval chroniclers noted that the Black Knight appeared most frequently during times of great upheaval, when kingdoms clashed and the land itself seemed to weep. During the Reconquista, when Christian and Moorish forces carved territories from blood and steel, sightings increased dramatically across contested borderlands. Castle guards standing watch from crenellated towers would glimpse the solitary figure moving through valleys below, his silhouette unmistakable against pale moonlight. The Black Knight's armor, according to surviving accounts, bore no heraldic symbols, no family crests or royal insignia that might reveal his earthly origins or allegiances. Instead, it seemed crafted from the very essence of night itself, absorbing light rather than reflecting it, creating an absence in the visual field that hurt to contemplate. Trained knights who encountered him reported feeling overwhelming sense of ancient power, as though facing an embodiment of deeper forces. As centuries passed and the legend grew, different regions of Spain developed their own interpretations of the Black Knight's purpose and nature. In Castile, he was known as El Caballero de las Sombras, protector of those who traveled honest paths and harbinger of doom for bandits. Andalusian tales painted him as El Jinete Eterno, an eternal rider searching for long-lost love taken by war's cruel hand. Each telling added layers to the mystery, transforming the figure into complex mythological being. Second, encounters on the ancient roads. The dusty roads of medieval Spain witnessed countless encounters between mortal travelers and the legendary Black Knight, each meeting adding another thread to the tapestry of his enduring mystery. Merchant caravans, their mules laden with Moorish silks and Christian relics, would sometimes find their journey interrupted by the appearance of the solitary rider at abandoned Roman crossroads. Caravan masters, wise in dangerous travel ways, would halt their processions and order men to show proper respect to the mysterious figure. A particularly vivid account from a Franciscan monastery near Salamanca tells of Brother Miguel's encounter while carrying sacred texts to a remote mountain village. The monk, his brown robes dusty from days of walking ancient pilgrim trails, described meeting the Black Knight at a stone bridge spanning a rushing mountain stream. The knight's horse stood perfectly still as Brother Miguel approached, its rider's helmeted head turning slowly to regard the humble friar with invisible eyes. Noble hunting parties, resplendent in their colorful surcoats and accompanied by packs of eager hounds, occasionally reported encounters that left even the bravest knights shaken to their cores. Don Fernando de Leon, a renowned warrior who had fought both Moors and fellow Christians with equal valor, wrote in his personal journal of meeting the Black Knight in an ancient oak forest near Astorga. The noble's hunting party had been pursuing a magnificent stag when they emerged into a circular clearing where standing stones marked places older than Christ. Village blacksmiths and farmers working fields near ancient Roman roads often reported glimpsing the Black Knight during the liminal hours of dawn and dusk when the world balanced between day and night. These humble folk, their hands hardened by honest labor and their faith simple but strong, described feeling neither fear nor reverence, but rather a profound sense of witnessing something beyond human understanding. Old Maria, who tended sheep in the hills above Burgos, claimed the knight had appeared to guide her flock safely home during terrible storms. The most intriguing encounters involved fellow knights and men-at-arms, warriors who understood the code of chivalry and recognized the profound martial skill evident in the Black Knight's bearing and movement. Sir Rodrigo de Vivar, cousin to the legendary El Cid, documented an encounter near the battlefield of Alarcos, where Christian forces had suffered devastating defeat against Almohad armies. The Black Knight had appeared among the corpse-strewn field, moving between fallen warriors with the solemnity of a priest administering last rites to the honored dead. Third, the knight's true nature. The enigma of the Black Knight's identity has puzzled Spanish scholars, theologians, and storytellers for over a millennium, with each generation offering new theories about his supernatural nature and earthly origins. Medieval clerics, steeped in Christian doctrine, yet aware of older pagan traditions, debated whether he represented a fallen angel seeking redemption, a blessed saint protecting pilgrims, or perhaps a demon testing mortal souls. Brother Alfonso of the Toledo Monastery spent decades collecting testimonies and concluded that the knight existed in liminal space between heaven and earth. Archaeological evidence discovered in the 20th century has revealed intriguing connections between Black Knight sightings and ancient burial sites throughout Spain, particularly those predating Christian conquest of the peninsula. Celtic warriors' tombs, marked by elaborate stone circles and containing ornate weapons, often coincide with traditional appearance locations along medieval roads. Some scholars theorize that the Black Knight represents the collective spirit of pre-Christian warriors who died defending their homeland against successive waves of invaders seeking territorial conquest. Another compelling theory emerged from studies of medieval psychology and collective unconscious phenomena, proposing that the Black Knight represents humanity's deep-seated need for justice and protection in a chaotic world. During Spain's turbulent medieval period, when law existed primarily at sword point and common folk lived at the mercy of powerful nobles and foreign invaders, the legend provided psychological comfort and hope. The knight became a projection of collective desires for an incorruptible protector who would champion the innocent and punish wrongdoers regardless of earthly power. Mystical traditions within Spanish folklore offer perhaps the most fascinating explanation, drawing upon concepts of time as a cyclical rather than linear phenomenon. According to these beliefs, the Black Knight exists simultaneously across multiple temporal planes, experiencing past, present, and future as a single eternal moment. He appears to mortals when the barriers between these temporal states weaken, particularly at locations where significant historical events created powerful psychic impressions upon the landscape itself. This would explain his frequent appearances near battlefields, ancient shrines, and crossroads where countless human dramas unfolded. Perhaps most intriguingly, some regional variations of the legend suggest the Black Knight serves as a psychopomp, a guide for souls transitioning between life and death. This role would explain his appearances during times of great mortality, such as plagues, famines, and wars that claimed thousands of lives across medieval Spain. Witnesses often described feeling profound peace rather than fear when encountering him, suggesting his presence brought comfort to those facing their final journey. The knight's faceless nature takes on deeper meaning in this context, representing death not as terrifying destroyer, but as impartial guide. Fourth, guardianship or vengeance. The fundamental question surrounding the Black Knight's motivations has divided scholars and storytellers into two distinct camps. Those who view him as a benevolent guardian protecting innocent travelers, and others who believe he represents a vengeful spirit seeking retribution for ancient wrongs. Evidence supporting his protective nature includes numerous accounts of bandits fleeing in terror after encountering the mysterious rider, leaving their intended victims unharmed and their stolen goods scattered across moonlit roads. Village chronicles from Extremadura record how highway robbery decreased dramatically along routes where the Black Knight was frequently sighted. The guardian theory gains additional credence from encounters involving vulnerable travelers, particularly pilgrims journeying to Santiago de Compostela and defenseless women traveling alone through lawless regions. Sister Catherine of the Convent of Santa Maria recorded her miraculous rescue from a pack of wolves during a blizzard near Leon, crediting the Black Knight with leading her to safety in an abandoned shepherd's hut. Her detailed account describes how the knight's horse seemed to glow with inner light, creating a path through swirling snow that no mortal eye could discern. However, equally compelling evidence suggests the Black Knight operates from motivations rooted in vengeance and the settling of ancient debts that span generations. Chronicles from the monastery of San Millán de la Cogolla describe how the knight appeared to Don Carlos de Mendoza, a notorious lord who had seized peasant lands and imposed crushing taxes upon his subjects. The nobleman's violent death 3 days after the encounter, his body found trampled beneath his own horse's hooves despite being an expert rider, sparked speculation about supernatural justice delivered through otherworldly intervention. The vengeance interpretation draws support from the knight's apparent connection to historical injustices and unresolved conflicts that scarred the Spanish landscape for centuries. Sightings concentrate heavily around locations where massacres occurred, where innocent blood was spilled, and where powerful individuals escaped punishment for their crimes. The knight seems particularly drawn to places where judicial systems failed, where corruption allowed murderers and tyrants to escape consequences for their actions. His faceless nature becomes symbolic of impartial justice that recognizes no earthly rank or privilege, while his dark armor represents shadows cast by unpunished crimes. Perhaps most intriguingly, some scholars propose that the Black Knight embodies both guardian and avenger aspects simultaneously, representing the dual nature of justice itself. This synthesis suggests he protects those who genuinely deserve protection, while punishing those whose actions have earned divine wrath. The apparent contradiction resolves when viewed through the lens of medieval moral philosophy, which held that true guardianship sometimes requires the elimination of threats to innocent life. In this interpretation, the Black Knight serves as a perfect embodiment of righteous violence, using force only when necessary to protect the vulnerable. Fifth, legacy of the Shadow Rider. The enduring legacy of the Black Knight transcends mere folklore, evolving into a fundamental archetype within Spanish cultural consciousness that continues influencing literature, art, and collective identity even in modern times. Renaissance poets like Lope de Vega incorporated elements of the Black Knight legend into their epic works, transforming the mysterious rider into a symbol of Spain's eternal struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos. These literary adaptations helped preserve the legend while adapting its themes for new audiences, ensuring that each generation could find relevance in the ancient tale of supernatural guardianship. Artistic representations of the Black Knight flourished during the Baroque period, with painters and sculptors creating dramatic works that captured the supernatural terror and sublime beauty of encounters with the mysterious rider. These masterpieces, housed in cathedrals and noble palaces across Spain, helped cement the visual iconography associated with the legend while adding new layers of symbolic meaning. The knight's image appeared on everything from church frescoes to illuminated manuscripts, becoming a recognizable symbol that transcended regional variations of the original story and reflected contemporary concerns and fears. The psychological impact of the Black Knight legend extends far beyond entertainment value, serving as a crucial mechanism for processing collective trauma and maintaining social cohesion during periods of upheaval. During the Spanish Civil War, partisan fighters on both sides claimed encounters with the mysterious rider, interpreting his appearances according to their own ideological frameworks and desperate hopes for supernatural assistance. The legend provided comfort and meaning during humanity's darkest hours, offering assurance that justice ultimately prevails even when human institutions fail to provide adequate protection for the innocent and vulnerable. Modern anthropologists and folklorists recognize the Black Knight as a perfect example of how legends adapt and survive by addressing universal human concerns that transcend specific historical periods or cultural contexts. His story speaks to fundamental fears about death, justice, and protection that resonate equally with medieval peasants and contemporary urbanites. The legend's persistence suggests it fulfills deep psychological needs related to humanity's desire for supernatural guardianship and cosmic justice that human systems cannot provide. Research into similar legends across different cultures reveals parallel figures who serve identical functions, suggesting the Black Knight represents universal archetype. Contemporary Spain continues embracing the Black Knight legend through tourism, regional festivals, and cultural preservation efforts that celebrate the country's rich folkloric heritage. Villages along ancient pilgrim routes maintain shrines and memorials dedicated to the mysterious rider, while local tourist boards promote Black Knight trails that connect sites associated with legendary encounters. These modern interpretations demonstrate how ancient legends can be respectfully commercialized while maintaining their spiritual and cultural significance for local communities. The continued relevance of the Black Knight story in 21st century Spain proves that some legends possess timeless quality that allows them to speak meaningfully to each generation. The Black Knight of Spain remains one of history's most compelling mysteries, a figure who bridges the gap between ancient pagan traditions and Christian medieval culture, between historical reality and supernatural legend. Through our journey with Tales Labyrinth, we've explored how this enigmatic rider embodies the eternal human struggle between light and darkness, justice and chaos, protection and vengeance. Whether guardian or avenger, the Black Knight continues to ride through Spanish folklore, reminding us that some mysteries are more powerful when they remain unsolved. If you've enjoyed this exploration into the shadowy depths of Spanish legend, please like this video, share your own thoughts about the Black Knight in the comments below, and subscribe to Tales Labyrinth for more captivating journeys into history's greatest mysteries. Until our paths cross again in the labyrinth of ancient tales, may your own roads be blessed with wonder and protection.